What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Today we are going to be getting into something that I unironically believe. I saw this on Twitter yesterday, and some people were talking about it, and it was like, oh, yeah, it'd be funny to bring this guy back. Oh, wouldn't that be good? And I'm like, well, I don't think he's as good as what he was when he was with the Jets. And he's probably not a great wide receiver anymore. The Jets really need help at the wide receiver position, and I'd consider bringing this guy back, honestly.
What is up, guys? Matt O'Leary back with my underdog fantasy picks for week 11. Excited for Jets Bills. I got 3 picks, $10 to win 60. If you make a deposit and sign up using my link, they will match your deposit with a 100% match deposit bonus up to $100. All right, let's roll into it. Greg Zuerlein, 5.5 kicking points higher. The Jets, all they do is kick field goals. He hits 2 field goals. He is over that number. I think the Jets kick 2 or maybe 3 field goals in this game and an extra point. I think he's looking at, I'll go 7 kicking points for Greg Zuerlein in this one. I like Breece Hall to get involved in the passing game this week. That's something that Robert Saleh talked about not only in the post game, but also in the throughout the week during his press conferences. He mentioned that. And last but certainly not least, Josh Allen, lower than 1.5 passing touchdowns. He has not gone higher than that number in his last 3 times against the New York Jets. 10 to win 60. Sign up using my link down below in the description and the pinned comment.
Okay, so if you missed it yesterday, the Miami Dolphins waived Robbie Anderson. Or, I'm sorry, Robbie Chosen. Robbie Chosen, a.k.a. Robbie, R-O-B-B-Y Anderson, a.k.a. R-O-B-B-I-E Anderson. All the same guy. Robbie Chosen is available, and while, again, as I said at the top of the program, I don't think he's the guy that he was with the Jets or during his 2 years with Carolina. I do think that he has something that the New York Jets currently don't have on this roster. Even at 30 years old in 2023, Robbie is still a deep threat. This year, he has 1 catch, and that 1 catch is a 68-yard touchdown. That's Robbie. He is a deep threat. He always was at his best as a deep threat. And now his route tree, that was never really great, right? Like that's what he was. He was a deep threat, and he was a good one, but still, he still can do it at this point. The Jets, name the Jet who's the deep threat on this team. I guess the best one that they kind of have is Garrett Wilson, but Garrett Wilson really does his damage over the middle of the field. He is someone who is just an explosive player, great route runner, can get open. They take a shot to him down the field, but it's not normally, like, that's not the Jets or his strong suit. Robbie Anderson has 2 targets this year, 1 catch, 68 yards, and a touchdown. And again, that's not good. It's not good, and I don't think he's the same guy that he was. I'm not claiming that. But he'd be tied for 3rd on the team in touchdowns with their fullback right now if he was a New York Jet. It's Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, and nobody else. Tyler Conklin. I think he's probably the Jets' 2nd best passing attack weapon that they have. Doesn't have a touchdown yet this year. And who are the Jets running out there at wide receiver right now? They have Garrett Wilson, and their 2nd best receiver is probably Xavier Newman right now. Allen Lazard is so in his own head or hurt that he is not the guy that he normally is, that he was in Green Bay or that he was here for the first few weeks of the season. He needs to sit down. It's Xavier Gibson. It's Malik Taylor after that. Randall Cobb can't play anymore. Jason Brownlee, like, these are a bunch of UDFA guys, and with all due respect to them, I think Xavier Gibson could have a nice little career in the NFL as mostly a special teamer, but have a role as a wide receiver. And again, like, I'm not saying Robbie's a long-term answer, and oh my God, like, this would be the best thing ever. He comes in as wide receiver too, but could they not use someone to stretch the field? At least have that chance of pushing the ball down the field. Their offense is so predictable, and their offense is one of the worst units in the league. They are historically bad in the red zone and historically bad on third down. Are we really going to poo-poo this idea when you're that bad? It's like, no, we're good with what we got. Checks notes on who you have, a broken Alan Lazard, UDFAs, and Xavier Gibson, and Jason Brownlee, and Malik Taylor, and the corpse of Randall Cobb. Now we're good. A guy who could still stretch the field? No, don't need him. Again, I'm not saying he's going to be 2017 Robbie Anderson, which, by the way, there's been a lot of bad over the last 13 years in the Jets' playoff drought. Outside of the random 2015 year where you had both Marshall and Decker going over 1,000 yards, the Jets haven't had 1,000-yard receivers. But Robbie was the closest it came. 63 catches, 941 yards, and 7 touchdowns with Josh McCown and, oh my God, who was it? Oh my God, why am I forgetting the name of the backup who was at a Baylor? Oh my God, Bryce. I want to say Bryce Huff, but it's not. Bryce Petty. There we go. I don't know. My brain forgot Bryce Petty. Probably most of our brains should forget Bryce Petty, but with this Jets curse, we have the memories of Bryce Petty in there instead of what we had for lunch yesterday. That's just how our brains work. I had to go in and find it, but I found it. Moral of the story is this offense is not very good. It's not a very good offense, and I think adding a guy who still has the speed and still has the ability to take a top off a defense while he's not as effective as he once was, probably is still an upgrade over what you have. I'd be open to it. Probably sign him to a practice squad first. Maybe elevate him in a few weeks. And who knows, if the Jets are still hanging around, still kicking around, and Aaron's going to come back, maybe it'd be good to have a guy like this on the roster, because you have a quarterback who could get the ball down the field with some urgency. Let me know your thoughts on a potential Robbie Chosen, Robbie Anderson reunion down below in the comments. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. Give the video a like before you go, and I'll catch you next time.